Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this flare dress with bell sleeves. The sleeves has ruffles on it. I'll be taking you through the cutting process and the stitching process. I know this is something you'd like to know more about. Please keep on watching and let's get started. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll get notified anytime I upload a new video. Now let's jump right into the cutting and the sewing of this dress. These are the fabric I'll be working with. I have my African print here and I also have a net fabric here, so I'll be using these two for the dress. You need a minimum of 3 yards of fabric for the style so that you can use the same fabric for the sleeves. The first thing you're going to do is to fold your fabric into two. The part where you have the self edge, you're going to do like you're folding it into two, and then you take it the way you see me taking mine, in a triangular form. That is basically what you are going to do to the fabric. Okay, so fold it that way and arrange it properly at the bottom. The next thing you are going to do is to mark where you can get your bust measurement, like the parts that will be enough to accommodate your bust on the fabric. You're not just going to start from the top. Just look for a point where you can get your bust measurement and mark it in a straight line like so. The next thing you're going to mark is the length of the dress. For this dress, I am using 34 inches as the full length of the dress. From the thumbnail, you will see that the dress is a bit mini, is a bit on the short side. So I'm using 34 inches for the length of this dress. Mark the length from the top to the bottom like so, and just connect all the points together. The next step is to mark the chest line. So from the top, I'll come down by 10 inches. That will serve as the chest line. Mark that and connect it into a straight line. At the shoulder line, I'll go in with the shoulder measurements divided by 2 plus 0.5 inch for seam allowance. From that point, I'm just going to connect with a straight line to the chest line. You don't need to mark anything at the bottom. Don't mark the shoulder measurement at the bottom. I have gone ahead to mark the neck depth. I'm using 1.5 inch for the back neck depth, and I came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant. And also I have marked the bust measurement. I added about 3 inches extra to the bust measurement, and I've marked the armhole. Here I'm just adding extra 1 inch for allowance. From where I have the bust measurement marked out, I'll connect with a straight line to the down part of this dress. I'll mark 3 inches for the front neckline, and I'll just connect it like so. So while cutting, I'll cut with the back neckline first. Please add ½ inch at the shoulder while cutting for joining allowance at the top. I am done cutting now, and I'll bring in another piece of fabric, fold it the same way I folded the first one, and I'll place the one I already cut out on it so that we can cut out the back. The first one will serve as the front, so I'm going to use this one now to cut the back. I'll separate the pieces now so that we can work on the front, so that we can cut the front neckline. I'll cut from the 3 inches I marked earlier. I'll bring in the armhole of the front a little bit, just like you see me doing, and then I'll cut it out. This is the back, and because there won't be zip on this back piece, we need to open it up a bit so that we can attach loops and button there. For the neck depth, I marked 5 inches and I opened it up like so. This is just to make it easy to wear as there is no zip on the back. Okay, now to cover up the opening at the back, I'll use the piece of fabric I cut out on bias, 1.5 inches in width. This is what I will use to pipe the opening at the back. I'll take it to the sewing machine now to show you how to go about it. I folded the 1.5 inch fabric into this tiny piece like a bias tape, and I will just insert the space I have on the back into this tiny strip and I'll stitch it down. I paused here so that I can fix the loop on the back, on the other side of the back. So I'm just going to stitch down the bias tape and fold it into 2 and stitch it on this other side like a loop that will fit into the button. Make sure to leave a space of ½ inch at the top before stitching the loop on the fabric. After that, I'll continue with the other stitch. This is what it will look like by the time you are done. And you're just going to fold it to the wrong side of the fabric. Fold to the wrong side and you're just going to stitch the bottom part, just the tip of the bottom part in a slant form. This is it after I was done stitching. I went ahead to give it a good press and this is what we have. The next step now is to bring in the front piece and go ahead and join the shoulder together. This is it after I was done joining the shoulder, and the next step is to work on the neckline of both the front and the back. So I'll go ahead and use this piece of fabric to pipe the neckline all the way from the front to the back. This is it after I was done stitching the neckline, and this is what we have. You can see the inside of both the front and the back. The next step is to join the sides of this dress together. At this point, if you want to add a pocket, you can go ahead and add pockets, but I won't be adding pockets to mine. If you would like to add pocket, I have a tutorial on how to add pockets to a dress. I'll put the link in the description box so that you can watch how to add a pocket to a dress. But for this project, I'll just go ahead and join the sides together. I am done joining the sides here, and I also went ahead to fold the hem of this dress with ½ inch. So this is what we have, and the next step is to work on the sleeves for this dress. I have my basic long sleeve pattern here, and the length of this pattern is about 24 inches, and this is what I'll be using to cut out the sleeves. If you don't know how to cut a long sleeve pattern, I'll put the link of the video I made on how to cut a sleeve in the description box so that you can watch how I made mine. This is the fabric I'll be using for the sleeves. I used a total of 2 yards for the main dress. That is why I said if you want the same fabric for the sleeves also, you need a minimum of 3 yards depending on the size you are working with. Now I have pinned my pattern on the fabric. This fabric is folded into 4 so that I can cut the 2 sleeves together. I have added ½ inch allowance to the top of the sleeves. So at the bottom part there, I have about 11 inches. I'll connect from the top to the bottom with a straight line. You can cross-check the length of the sleeves, and if you are okay with the length, add allowance to the bottom and connect with a straight line. From the folded part, I'm just going to raise the pattern up a bit and come up by 2 inches. You can do 3 inches, but I'll go with 2 inches here and I'll just connect to the other side like so. After connecting, I'll cut it out. Okay, now I'm opening up the sleeve so that we can see what we have. The next thing I will do now is to mark the point where I will stitch the ruffles at the middle of the sleeves. So from the armhole, I came down by 9 inches. This is not constant. You can come down by 6 inches from the armhole also, and just mark it on both sides and connect it into a straight line. I'll set this aside now so that we can cut the ruffles that will be gathered on the sleeves. This net fabric is about 1 yard and I folded it into 4. So I'll mark 3 inches all the way till I get to the end of this net fabric. I have about 9 pieces after cutting, and I'll go ahead and run a gather stitch at the center of the net fabric and I'll bring it back and show you. Get the midpoint of the 3 inches and run a stitch on it. This is after I was done pulling the gathers, and I will just place it on the line I have on the sleeves, and I'll just maintain that center line on the stitch and use that point to stitch it on the sleeves. That is basically what I'm going to do, and I'll bring it back and show you. After stitching, this is what I have. You can see the wrong side of the sleeves, and I went ahead to fold the bottom part with ½ inch, and this is what we have. The next step is to attach the ruffles to the down part of the sleeves, but unlike the first one, we don't have to run the stitch at the center. Run your gather stitch at the top of the net fabric and just gather it. And you are going to stitch it on the wrong sides of the sleeve exactly the way I placed mine. I am done stitching here, and this is what we have. The next step is to join the sides of the sleeve together. Yeah, this is after joining, and the last step is to attach the sleeves to the dress. I'll just go ahead and stitch around the armhole, pin the sleeves together with the dress and stitch around the armhole. We have come to the end of today's video. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, leave a comment, share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bell so you'll get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.